Yeah, man, a lot of them boys in that penitentiary, man, a lot of them boys be on dope fiend status. Even though you in the feds, and the feds really stand for money, but at the same time, nigga, the feds start picking up anything. So a lot of dudes got caught up in the feds that were really on dope fiend time. You know, you got boys in there that ain't getting nothing from the streets, and they ain't got no hustle going on, and they need hygiene, they need food, they need whatever. So some boys be stealing. You know what I'm saying? And stealing is a number one violation in that penitentiary, nigga. You get caught stealing, nigga, nigga, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Some boys just gonna walk you up, easy, and sometimes you're gonna get beat off the yard. But nigga, they don't tolerate no stealing. And I remember we had a couple homeboys in the car. You know what I'm saying? One of them was doing kind of bad, but one of them was cutting hair and shit. He was a height, but he messing around with this nigga that ain't really doing so good. You know what I'm saying? They like to get high and kick it and shit. So the one that was cutting hair, making good money over there in the barber shop, he let this nigga that ain't really getting nothing from the streets and ain't really got nothing going on, he let the nigga get in his head. So one of the homies in the car, he went to the hole. He like jack off on them holes and shit. So he went to the hole, and this was his second case. So most of the time when you get two of them cases, you ain't coming back to the yard. So the homies thought that he wasn't coming back to the yard. So when you on the dorm with a couple of the homies, if you end up going to the hole, the homies supposed to pack your property out. You know what I'm saying? It's really the law job, but sometimes on certain compounds, the laws let your homies pack it out. Or sometimes the laws will pack it out so it won't be no trouble. But for the most part, if you got homies on the dorm with you, the homies gonna pack your property. So when the homie went to the yard, when the homie went to the hole, the homies that was on the dorm with him, they packed his property out. So they got all this stuff. They went to his room, got all this stuff together, but they didn't put a pair of his exclusive shoes in the property. They kept the shoes. You know what I'm saying? So what they said they was gonna do, they were gonna keep the shoes, and they were gonna sell them to the man that got the caps of weed, and they were gonna get high off of homie's shoes. So it was supposed to be a secret. So they take all this property to the police. The property send the police send the property back to the hole where the homie was. So the other homies, they take the shoes and they sell the shoes and they get high off the shoes. So a few days later, the homie sent word to me from the hole saying that his shoes wasn't in his property. So I'm like, okay, so now I gotta try to track down the shoe. You know what I'm saying? I gotta try to find out what's up, nigga, cause we don't tolerate that. So I'm talking around, you know what I'm saying? I'm listening. So one of the little homies from another state that used to kick it with the homies from Texas came and told me that them boys sold the shoes for a cap of weed. And he told me who they sold the shoes to. So I go to the nigga who they sold the shoes to, and nigga, he throw his hand up. He like, man, I ain't in it. I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. He said, respectfully, I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I understood, homie, because he didn't want to get in the middle of Texas business. So I was like, okay, homie, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I respect that. But the homie had already told me that them niggas did it. So I went to the homie that was above me on the yard, you know what I'm saying, because I got there after him. He was already, you know what I'm saying, calling shots or whatever, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying. So I let him have that situation, even though I had more rank than him. So I tell him, I said, man, the word is the homie and them stole the homie's shoe and sold them for a cap. So he was like, nah, man. He said, man, I don't think them boys did that. I said, man, I'm telling you, man, what the word here. So he would ride with him. No, I don't think they did that. I don't think they did that. So I go to the homie and them, and I tell them, you know, what was up? So they were like, nah, man, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. So I'm like, okay, man. I said, man, if it come out that y'all did that, I said, y'all already know, nigga, y'all gonna have to go. So they stood on it. So I already had done got word that the homie was coming back to the compound. They didn't know he was coming back, but I knew he was coming back. So I'll go to them niggas again. I said, man, y'all sure y'all didn't do that, man. I said, man, I'm giving you a chance right now to go on and tell the truth, and nigga, we can resolve this shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all niggas just tell the truth, nigga, we can go to the homie, we can try to buy the shoes back, we can try to make this shit right. If y'all tell the truth, man. I said, but man, we find out y'all lying, man, y'all got to go. So them niggas, they stood on the lie. You know what I'm saying? So a couple weeks later, nigga, the homie, he popped back on the compound. Now he looking for his shoes. So he asking around about his shoes. So one morning, a nigga come through the chow hall with the homie shoes on. We already know they the homie shoes, cause homie the only one that got these shoes on the compound. So homie go to him, you like, man, where you get them shoes from? So the homie, he told him where he bought them from. He bought them from a couple of the Texas homies. So now all the shit done hit the fan. So I go tell the homie that really was, you know, calling the shots for the yard or whatever. I say, man, the boy got them shoes, man. It was early in the morning. I said, man, the boy got them shoes, man. I said, man, you got to go over there and wake them boys up and tell them, boy, they got to go. He was like, yeah. I said, yeah, man, they got them, man. That's a real them bought. He had to buy the shoes back from the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you already know these niggas goddamn got to go. So he go over there, he wake him up. Man, this nigga, he was so emotional because he ain't never did no shit like this before. He only been in prison 4 or 5 years, and he ain't never followed protocol like this before. He ain't never had to do it. So when he go over there and wake them boys up, this nigga, he was like an older type dude. And this nigga was crying. He was shedding tears because he didn't want to do it. And he was shedding tears because them boys had lied to him, and he believed them. So he tell me, man, y'all pack your stuff, man. Y'all got to go, man. So they were trying to plead their case, and he said, nah, man, y'all know penitentiary rules in effect, man. Y'all stole them shoes, nigga. Y'all got to go. The boys had to go, man. That's the rules of the prison, nigga. You steal something, nigga, you got to go.